What is preventing society from, some societies, from advancing in that direction and recognizing this diversity and respecting?
I think it's fear, ignorance, and I think it's very hard to know somebody and sit down with them and hear them, him or her, and to fear them. When you know somebody and you know their story, it's hard to be afraid. And ignorance falls away and is replaced by empathy. And so I believe what is changing is more and more stories are being told. Books, film, television, nonfiction, in newspapers, magazines, television, news. More and more stories are being told, and each story is unique in its own way. And through familiarity, fear falls away and ignorance falls away.
We cannot leave out two other realms, the realm of religion and the realm of education.
Yes.
How do you perceive this perspective?
Well, I'll start with education. I think that in education, it's through, and I'll talk about literature and reading in education and reading. In reading, we as students, we are teaching them to step into the shoes of someone else. This is one of the reasons that we love to read, and it's one of the reasons we teach children to read, especially read fiction or poetry or creative works, is to see the world through somebody else's eyes, and to recognize that to recognize two important things. One is to say to the student, the way you see the world is important, and it's your unique way of seeing the world, and you should express that and tell others how you see the world. And I believe that many of us do the same with faith. We may be born into a faith and taught a faith, and then part of our own growing up experience and becoming who we want to be is asking questions about that faith. And it might be embracing the faith you know, it might be questioning the faith while still accepting parts of it, or it might be rejecting that faith, or it might be finding another faith. And that is part of everybody's individual identity. And I think that by doing that, some of these other questions can be addressed. That by understanding what religion says to you individually and how it how you reconcile that with your other beliefs is part of the progress that people can make for themselves.
What your interests are now in terms of literature, where are you heading?
Well, my last book is a book called The 19th Wife, and it's about polygamy in the United States in the 19th century and today. It has two storylines, and one is set in the past about a woman who was a 19th wife in the Mormon church, in the early days of the Mormon church. And then the second story in that book is about a young man who was born into a world of polygamy in the present day in the United States. And this is a story about also about identity and outsiders from within. Both those characters in The 19th Wife feel like outsiders inside their own communities, and they have to break out of that to become who they want to be and to build the lives they want for themselves.
Possible.